Greetings everybody, I hope that you guys are good. We're now having a look at Ger40 as you guys can see, and the first thing that I can see in regards to this particular index is the fact that we have this very strong monthly bullish candle. It hasn't closed as yet, but it does indicate that over the next couple of days and weeks we might potentially see price pushing further up and at least to this level over here. And the reason why I say this level over here is because it is a very strong level of resistance, and the reason why it's a very strong level of resistance is because remember we had spoken about how this level over here is the neckline of this M structure, right? And you guys know by now that when it comes to M structures, we want to see price breaking to the bottom side of that, or that the bottom side of that neckline, heading back to the neckline to test it, and then pushing further down, right? We saw that happen over here where price went back to the neckline to test it and then push further down, right? And it seems as though in the future we might potentially see price hit up again to just retest the neckline of this particular M structure over here, which is also a very strong level of resistance, as you guys can see, right? So as I said, we might potentially see price from where it is reach this level, and at this level we will look for potential selling opportunities. Anyway, before we proceed, I'm just going to add a neckline to that structure. Let's see, we can say that more or less the structure over here is the neckline of that M structure, right? Anyway, let's proceed. And then the next thing that I'm going to do, guys, is to just head down to the weekly chart. And here we are on the weekly chart. So what do we see on the weekly chart that we should be paying attention to? The first thing that I can see in regards to the weekly chart is the fact that we have what seems to be an overextended W structure. As you guys know by now, it is an overextended W structure because the first leg is higher than the second leg of that structure, as you guys can see, right? And we can also see that the neckline of this particular structure is yet to be broken, as it is still far ahead, as you guys can see. And ideally what we would love to see happen is for price to break above that level and then for it to head back to the neckline to test it, and at the neckline is where we would look for potential buying opportunities, and our take profit would be the zone over here. And at the zone, I said that we might potentially look for selling opportunities because it is a very strong level of resistance, as you guys can see. To add to this, guys, as much as we have this W structure over here, just also keep in mind that we have another smaller W structure at this point. Just bear with me. Let me just point it out at this point over here, right? It's also an overextended W structure, and it has a neckline at this point, more or less. And similarly, we can see that the neckline is yet to be broken, and once price closes above that neckline, ideally we would love to see it head back to the neckline to test it, and at the neckline is where we would look for potential buying opportunities, right? I hope what I'm saying makes sense and it's not too confusing, right? So let me just add a neckline to that structure. Let's see, let's have a look. We could say that more or less this entire zone here is the neckline of, as I said, this smaller W structure over here, right? But as I said, guys, don't confuse this smaller W structure with this bigger W structure over here, right? Just keep in mind that we have two structures. Anyway, let's proceed. So what else do we see, guys, in regards to this particular chart, which is the weekly chart of Ger40? Another thing that I can see that is also very much important is that we have at this level a gap, and as much as things look bullish at this point in time, there is scope for price to push further down to close that gap at that level, and that is because gaps represent liquidity, and liquidity is money that needs to be grabbed by the market. So in the future we will see price head down to that level to close that gap. From here, what I'm going to do is head down to the daily chart. However, before I do so, I just also want to point out that we also have this candlestick over here. It is a liquidity candlestick, and it tells us that indeed we have a lot of money trapped, or rather sitting at that level, and that it would make sense actually for the market to push further up to grab that liquidity, right? And as you guys know, liquidity is money. To add to that, we have another candlestick over here, which is very much similar to the one we have at this point, in that it is also a liquidity candlestick, and we might actually see price after reaching this level pushing further up to grab that liquidity at that point as well, right? So I'm just showing you guys all of these potential outcomes so that we can prepare as we, rather as price progresses or the market progresses, right? Just also bear in mind that as much as we have these two candlesticks, we have another one at this point over here. So there's plenty of scope, guys, for the market to push further up, as there is a lot of money trapped just ahead. Anyway, let's head down to the daily chart. Let's see. Here we are on the daily chart. Let's have a look. I'm just gonna add my daily channel. Let's see. I will add it in this manner for now. We could say that this is our daily channel, more or less. We just need to ensure that it is very much accurate. There we go, guys. We could say that this is our daily channel, and in regards to the daily channel, we can see that as things stand, price has actually broken above that trend line, indicating that, or rather confirming that, we are indeed in a very bullish market, and it would make sense actually for price, as I've explained, to move further up, right? And this is further confirmation, Anyway, let's proceed. What else do we see, guys, in regards to the daily chart of Ger40? Let's have a look. Let me just zoom in a bit. Let's have a look. At this point in time, I really don't see much in as far as this particular chart goes. But as I've said, guys, at this point we're very much bullish, and we should indeed be looking for potential buying opportunities, right? To add to that, guys, I don't know if you guys can see, but price currently is at a very strong level of resistance. If you have a look actually here, right, it's actually a key level more than resistance. But if you go back, we can see that the market has had multiple touches or multiple rejections at that point, right? And as much as the market at this point in time is very much bullish, what may actually happen is that we might potentially get a reversal at this point, and the breakout of the structure over here could be a fake out, right? So we just need to be careful. But as I've said, guys, as things stand, the market is very much bullish, and we should be looking for potential buying opportunities. But just keep that in the back of your mind, that at this point over here we might potentially get a retracement of sorts, right? Anyway, let's head down to the H4 chart. On the H4 chart, I'm just gonna fix my channel just to make sure that everything's in order. And there we go, right? Let's have a look. What else do we see, guys, in regards to the H4 chart of Ger40? Before we proceed, I just want to start off by adding my H4 channel as well. Let's see. Let me just add my H4 channel. I would add it in this manner, and it's quite a steep channel, which I don't like, but nonetheless, here we go. And we can see that in regards to the H4 chart of Ger40, we are in an upward trajectory, and let's proceed, guys. So just to zoom in a bit, what else do we see, guys, in regards to the H4 chart of Ger40? Another thing that is also very much interesting or very important is the fact that at this level we have another W structure which has a neckline at that point. And can you also see that the neckline coincides with this particular channel over here? So should price from where it is come back to this level, at this level is where we would potentially look for buying opportunities, right? Also keeping in mind that we have this key level at this point, and what may actually happen is, because as I said we have this W structure which has a neckline at this point, price from where it is may potentially push further down this level, in which case we would look for potential buying opportunities at that point. And that is because we have confluence, guys. We have confluence for why we should sell, should price, or rather buy, should price come back to this level from where it is. Number one, we have this W structure over here, right? Number two, we have the neckline being broken to the upside. Number three, we have a barrier over here in the form of this channel, right? So that is confluence in as far as looking for potential buying opportunities should price head down to this level. However, I'm not necessarily saying that we should just buy by virtue of having price reaching this level. At this level, we should look for potential, or rather look for further reasons for why we should be buying, right? We should look for further reasons for why we should be buying. So what I'm going to do now is just utilize the Fibonacci retracement tool, just so we can have a look in terms of whether that neckline aligns with any key numbers that we have on the tool. So let's have a look. Let's see, and there we go, guys. We can see that the neckline, which is over here more or less of this W structure, I hope you guys can see that, aligns with, we could say, between the 50% and the 61.8% retracement level, right? So that is confluence, guys, in as far as looking for potential buying opportunities goes at that particular level, right? And we could say that this is my analysis at this point in time in as far as Ger40 is concerned. But as much as I say that at this point we should be looking for potential buying opportunities, as I said, guys, where price currently is, we have a very strong level of resistance, and it's actually a key area, and we might potentially see price reverse from where it is, right? So that is it, guys, in as far as my analysis goes, and peace out.